What's going on, everybody? It's T Reaper, and I'm back with another video. Oh my lord. I've had such a fun day. It's not even actually funny. But today, we actually want to talk about something that I saw on Twitter, if I can get to it. Okay, here we go. Sorry. So, this video does not have a thumbnail. I will fix that later. But today we're going to talk about a funny tweet I saw from my boy Halo versus Rambo. Shout out to Rambo. Rambo, this is not to smite you in any way, so shout out to you. And I read this tweet from between Halo Storm and Rambo today, and I thought it was actually pretty funny. And it reads, this thing is, how do you not understand that casuals, parentheses, we are talking casuals, don't give a shit about gaming, Twitter, or YouTube gaming. I can agree with you there, Rambo. That's true. They simply are out of the loop, so know nothing of pics being shown and what resolution games are. They simply just see a game they want. That's true. I can agree there. The problem is there's different types of casuals. So I tweeted because I was being funny. I'm like, depends on your type of casual. So which type of casual are you talking about? You're talking about the casuals that only play, 10 hours a week. You're talking about PC casuals. You're talking pony casuals. You're talking bot casuals. Now, I can totally agree everything with what this tweet says. The funny part about this concept is I have a different definition of casual. To me, casuals aren't necessarily, it's not really defined on what game you play or what system you play on. It's more of the devotion level, and I covered this in my last video. Shout out to everybody who chose to watch that. I appreciate that. And all the likes too. I appreciate that too. I noticed that some people disagreed, but that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Anyway, so like, for me, casuals really depend on the devotion level. So, for example, take Randall Thor, for example. Big popular guy, got over 1 million gamer score. But if you actually look at the games that he plays, I wouldn't necessarily say that 1 million gamer score is all miraculous and greatly celebrated, because some of that stuff is indie, some of that stuff is multi-plat, some of it is exclusive, and he's not much of a multiplayer guy. So Randall Thor kind of he's kind of the face of achievements, and the guy that got a 1 million gamer score. But in my mind, he's technically kind of a casual, because like I don't really see him in the hardcore spectrum of things, because he's not really necessarily a multiplayer. Not necessarily saying that you have to play multiplayer not to be a casual, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, it's just like, it's not defined by how much you play, but more of the devotion time that you give to whatever you choose to play. Take Rambo, for example. Is Rambo a casual? I'd say on Xbox he is. I know on PlayStation he's not. I know he's a hardcore. I know he's definitely a hardcore PlayStation guy, and he's also a hardcore PC guy. So on Xbox, that would be the only casual piece, because he doesn't use it as often, and he doesn't go on it as often as someone like me who legitimately uses it all the time, does, and stuff like that. So and in retrospects, I wouldn't necessarily, depends who you call casual. So it depends on the definition. But I like to think people, who use their device constantly, play it at least every single day, put at least 10 hours into it daily. I wouldn't necessarily call them casuals. I would call them devoted fans, for example. Now, when you're talking gaming, totally different type of situation, because there's hardcore, there's casual, there's moderate, there's the everyday, there's the everyday Joe. For example, I was talking to a pony from work that legitimately didn't want to pick up an Xbox until Next Generation came out, and I was trying to explain to him that the Next Generation isn't coming out for quite a while, since we have the X that comes around the corner. And he's like, yeah, but technically that's just an Xbox One with better graphics. Very true. But I told him that's the next system that you're going to see for quite a while, at least until the PS5 comes out, or until Microsoft built the system that they want to do after the X. But I think this is kind of amusing because those type of people that don't really, or the people that legitimately don't know anything about gaming, gaming stuff whatsoever. So like the people that didn't even know X existed until like now, where you see commercials everywhere. Those type of people. Those would be the casuals that I would think fit into Rambo's description. The people that don't know anything. they just see a game and want to play it. I totally agree with Rambo there. But this leads to what Mr. Halostorm said, if I can honestly find it. He was telling, he was actually arguing with Rambo, which was really funny. But it was actually really funny because I can't seem to. Oh, okay, here we go. That's where it is. Okay, sorry, I was looking in the wrong direction. All right, my bad. This fanboy honestly isn't even worth retweeting or arguing with, but in case anyone was wondering what ignorance looks like, there you go. It kind of depends on your type of ignorance, what you're talking about, really, because what Rambo said was actually kind of smart. Do I necessarily agree with it? No, but it's his opinion. We can go back to what he said right here. So that's kind of the concept. So it's like, is Rambo ignorant thinking that way? Not really. But again, it depends on what you would call a casual. For example, I was kicked out of a group that is run by casuals and got really sensitive over the spoilers that I put in my video over Shadow of War. Those type of casuals are, what I would call casual. I wouldn't, but if you use your system, every day, doesn't matter what system it is. I don't care. If it's PlayStation. I don't care if you play PC. I don't care if you play Xbox. Hell, I don't even care if you play the Switch. As long as you use it and you're devoted to it, like religion, it requires faith, it requires patience, and it just requires, years of experience. Which then leads me to the next topic that this is about. So I will shut that down. I can just look at all these stuff. Here we go. Okay. Bang. Okay, which leads me to my next topic, which is OG backwards compatibility. Now, I don't care. I really don't. Someone please just like kill me now. Shout out to Mr. 100. Everybody who's been supportive of this move from Xbox. I'm not. Personally, I don't like backwards compatibility whatsoever. The only thing that backwards compatibility has done for me since this generation began is it allowed me to play Assassin's Creed Rogue, which I didn't play on the 360 because by the time Rogue came out, I already had an Xbox One and I had already made the jump. So I never played Assassin's Creed Rogue, which was the last 360 title. So I was able to play that and beat that, and I was actually happy with it. But that's the only thing that it's done. It's like it's allowed me to play games that I haven't played before. But as everybody knows with me, once I play a game and I'm finished with it, I don't actually tend to pick it up again. And we're not talking 360 backwards compatibility. We're talking about OG. We're talking about 01, like seriously old, like really, really old, like seriously old. Why would you want to play these games again? I can understand Knights of the Republic. I can get that. That's fine. I can get Crimson Skies. I remember that from my childhood. And, these are, and I told this to Mr. 100, great guy. I told this to Mr. 100. These are the games that I grew up on. These are the games that built my childhood. These are the games that built me into the gamer that I am today. But why on earth would I want to revisit that when we have so much good stuff in this generation to play and not go backwards? Why would you want to go backwards when you can simply move forward? And I feel that every Xbox is opinion is different. We're not all the same. That's very true. Take Craig Harris, for example. He speaks for that 5% people. I mean, I place in 1%, so you don't speak for me. But I seriously wish Craig Harris would ask for his minister or his father of his church and ask him, Father, have I done anything for this Xbox community recently? I must admit my sins. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Calm down. No, but seriously, like, why would you want to go backwards when we can move forward? And everybody's complaining on Xbox has no exclusives. I am so sick and tired of hearing that. Please stop using that as a argument. I beg you, ponies. Please take a break from that argument, because I really don't think you want to see the exclusives that Xbox is thinking of creating, because hashtag they might all actually be indies. And yeah, I don't think we want that. Why would you want, why would you want IPs unless it's Halo or Gears? Halo, Gears, exception, totally exception. I get that. But why would you want all these old games again? The fact that Xbox has games that you can play on. They have all these multiplats. They have games that haven't that have been out for a while now. I just saw E-Rock, shout out to him. He was putting videos of Injustice 2. What was that, back in like somewhat like April or May? I forget. I know I did a video on it, and I know I gave my opinion on it. I also remember that I beat that before everybody else. So like, and I did that in like a 5.5 hour run or something like that. Fun game. But those games that didn't get a chance to play in the spring, you can play them now. Ghost Recon Wildlands is another big one. But with the X coming out, it's just like, I mean, it's not for the casual market, and I think everybody has to remember that, because Xbox X, Phil Spencer even said it for himself. Xbox X is not for the casual consumer. It's for the people that want the best experience, that want the next version of Xbox, that want that thrill of the next technology. Basically it's it's a PlayStation Pro punching bag, basically, is what it is. And I made that up. That's my attempt at humor. But in the end, like, why do you want all these old games when there's a whole bunch of new games coming out? Unless you don't like the new games and you're completely fine with just playing old stuff, that is like totally fine. Like for me, for example, in 2 days I'll be playing Assassin's Creed Origins finally, and Wolfenstein 2, which is I cannot wait, because I can't wait to find out which is longer. Is it Shadow of War or is it Assassin's Creed? And I've been doing my research on Assassin's Creed all week long. I cannot wait to try this, and I cannot wait to see how long this game is. And I'll be streaming the whole thing on Thursday as soon as I get it and install it. I even might inbox both of them. Do an unboxing for you guys. But I'm really excited about these two titles, because after these titles are done and over with, that means I only have COD, which is the following week, and Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I don't like the multiplayer, so I'm only playing it for the single player. So once that game is done, like, I'm done for the year. Like, I only need to play COD multiplayer, and like I'm completely happy. In other news, Mr. Porterock, shout out to him. He got an Xbox. He got an Xbox this week. Congratulations, Porterock! Yay! No, I'm kidding. I've seen Porterock play a couple of exclusives while I've been watching his tag. He actually was playing Halo 5 storyline the other day. I'm kind of curious what he personally thought of it. But congratulations to Porterock for finally making that jump. I know he says it's not going to be his main purpose of use, and that would be the other definition of casual. Of casual is like, if you get something for the wrong reason just to play it once and then put it down, that's kind of pointless. Like for me, for example, I would be considered a casual PlayStation person, because I legitimately bought it just for Horizon Zero Dawn, just to find out how much of a garbage game it was, and then wait until next June for God of War 4 to turn it back on again. So, that kind of stuff. So Porterock's only using it for IPs. And if you get Xbox only for IPs, that might have worked like in the 360 OG era, but it doesn't actually necessarily work now, because now we don't necessarily have all that, majority of IPs to buy it for. So if you're just buying it for IPs, Porterock, you kind of wasted your cash, because it's not really worth it. But now if you bought it for multiplayer component, worth it. If you bought it for socialization, worth it. If you bought it for achievement hunting, worth it. But if you just bought it to play all the slight little games, not necessarily worth it, because multiplats outnumber the IPs, and it's just like, why would you buy it just for IPs? That's kind of dumb. Unless you haven't played a Xbox IP in almost 8 years or something like that. Maybe Porter hasn't touched an Xbox One controller since the system came out. I don't know, but it's actually kind of funny. But that is pretty much all I wanted to say on that. If you like what I had to say today, leave a like. What's your definition of a casual? What's your definition of a hardcore gamer? You excited for the Xbox One X? Are you unlike me and are excited for OG backwards compatibility? I know it's a big accomplishment for Microsoft. I'm not saying it's not, it's just not for me, because I grew up on these games. I don't need to go backwards in time. Trust me, I'm already going forwards in time, and it doesn't actually feel very good. But in the end, what's your take on all this? Is it funny? But I will be streaming OG Assassin's Creed Origins. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing those videos, so they might pile up. Depends how long it takes me to beat it. And then I'm going to go straight to Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus right after I'm done. I might catch a day of sleep. I don't know. But big shout out to, Rambo's Corner, Halo Storm, Iraq X, and Mr. 100. Big shout out to Broadband Bullies. And everybody enjoy gaming, because it's practical why these systems exist. It's for our enjoyment. We should enjoy it and not revel in Twitter wars, even though Twitter wars is kind of fun. But it just depends how much heat everybody can take before they blow into smithereens. But again, that is what I personally think. And shout out to the guy. Shout out to the person watching me. Shout out the guy. Shout out to the retweet. I appreciate it. And everybody have a great, wonderful day. I did this hangout because I didn't want to create a video, and live streams are better, and I don't have the footage for Assassin's Creed yet. When I have the Assassin's Creed footage, I'll definitely do lots of streaming, because I'll or a lot of these longer videos. But before I go, let me just check something. Okay. All right. This is T Reaper, and I'm out. Have a wonderful day. Later.